This is Julien, and I'm here in Copenhagen, and what I want to do in this video here is change your world view. From viewing the world as this scary place where people are out to get you, people are untrustworthy, people are mean, people are dangerous, bad shit's happening, it's a fucking shit show, to the point where right before leaving your house, your apartment, you're a little scared. You're like, okay, let's face the world, let's do this shit, to the world is safe. People are on my side. No one's out to get me. I don't have to fight against people. I don't have to keep my guard up. I can feel at ease, walk through the world with ease, and just finally be at peace, be unstifled, not having to hold back, and just kill it in life. There's this common belief that the world is dangerous and people are out to get you. And you might even encounter this belief when you go say hi to a stranger, say hi to someone new. There's that fear that they're not going to like me unless. Do you guys have that? I'm going to get rejected unless I prove myself, unless I say something funny, unless I demonstrate my value as a person, they're going to hate me. And there's always that fear. And there's always the paranoia that you can't fully trust someone. I mean, fuck, this is being pumped big time in the media now. You might see a lot of the main trends going on in the news, on Twitter, the different hashtags. It's everyone is out to get everyone. So the first thing you have to understand here is that you're conditioned this way. Just go on any news site and scroll through the recent events, and 90% of them will just be catastrophic, horrible events. You're scrolling through it and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe the world didn't explode yet. It's just so fucked. It's so hard to find good news. And that's my challenge to you here. See if you can find a piece of good news. Go on to any news site, scroll through, and find one piece of good, positive news reinforcing that, hey, the world is okay. It's going to be very hard to find. Why? Because it's less shareable. And this is big to understand when it comes to mainstream media. It's all about shareability. It's all about clicks. It's not necessarily about getting accurate stories out there. Why? Because they make money off clicks, off ads. If you see, say, on your Facebook feed, something bad, something that just sparks outrage in you, you'll be more inclined to click on that share button, like, oh my God, look at this, than a piece of good news. So left and right, you're just blasted with all this, horrific shit, conditioning you to believe that, hey, the world is really like that. And then when you walk out, you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So step one here, no more news. Turn off the news. Stop reading CNN, stop watching CNN, stop watching Fox, stop watching every piece of news. Okay? Decondition yourself from all this shit. Now you might freak out like, oh my God, how am I going to find out what's going to happen? Like, what's happening in the world? You'll still know. Any big event, you will know, and you'll just eliminate all the bullshit. Perhaps replace it with something more positive. Something that reinforces that the world is not so fucked up. That people are not so fucked up. That some people, most people, actually mean well. And you can look up, even different Instagram accounts for this. My Instagram account. But no, there's another one that I recommend to everyone. It's called Tank's Good News. Tanks Good News. It's a guy who did memes, and he created another account where all he puts there is just good news. And every time you read it, you're like, oh, it's like heartwarming. Like, some dog was found still alive, or dog saves owner, or this person donates to this and helps children. And every time you're like, oh. And it's the opposite of what you're used to reading. So much so that it's kind of shocking. Like, you're like, what the fuck? Like, oh yeah, good news. Recondition yourself. Stop reading all these books that reinforce win, lose versus someone else. People are out to get you. What's a common one? The 48 Laws of Power. What's another common one? The Rational Male. Those books, although, guess what? They're 100% on point, accurate, and true. If you're in that state where you think everyone's out to get you, put them down and don't read them. If that's all you're thinking about, it'll get you in that same state and you'll start manifesting that shit, you'll start attracting that shit, and you're done. Instead, read different things that reinforce win-win, that reinforce everyone is loving, everyone is nice. Both are true, but if you get so sucked into one, you're fucked. Okay? Put those books down. They are true. Yeah, it's true. But believing that doesn't necessarily help you. Being aware of it, yes, but being obsessed about it, being paranoid about it will fuck you up. Step 2, start actively looking for good deeds in the world. Okay, you want to retrain your selective focus away from people are out to get me, people are not trustworthy, to the opposite. Because right now, due to the way that you're conditioned, you're actively looking, okay, unconsciously looking for events that reinforce what you currently believe, your current worldview. So you want to change that. Okay, and you just do this by every single day, give yourself a challenge of looking for good deeds, looking for goodness. Okay, any proof that reinforces that, hey, people are not bad. Okay, they're not all bad. A lot of people mean well. You don't see it, it's not blasted at you, but it's true. So start looking for it. If you're walking down the street, look for someone helping another person, someone holding the door open for another person, someone just saying hi to someone smiling to another person. Any little good deed, even the super small ones, just start noticing them. Make a list. Okay, try to find 10 good deeds every single day and write them down. You can do this challenge. It's the no judgment challenge. Try to go a week without judging anyone. Because usually the people, who are very judgmental, like you might see someone, you're like, oh, look at that person this, look at that person that, oh, look at that person's fucking face, like all this shit. What are you reinforcing in your mind that everyone else thinks exactly like you? And that's a very harsh, scary environment to live in because you think everyone's judging you the same way. So do the challenge, like buy a fucking bracelet or a rubber band, put it on your hand, and try to go through your day without judging people. Judging people in a way where you're bringing them down, or judging people in a way where you're putting them up and putting yourself down. That's judging people. If you think something, say, positive with someone, they'll be like, oh, pissed, unless you're thinking, oh, they're better than me, I suck. Try to not do that. If you do it, start over, put the bracelet on the other hand, see how long you can last. And that'll just change your perception of the world. And trust me, you kill it way more. If I come up in front of a crowd like this and I think everyone's judging me and I gotta overcome that or fight against it, holy shit, it's not fun at all. I'm very tense, the seminar's tense, no one has fun, versus all is good. Step 3 is realizing that this strategy doesn't work. Because you may be watching this and thinking, well, I get this, I'm conditioned, but that doesn't mean that the world is completely safe. There is still some bad shit out there. And I agree. And what I'm saying here is not to be delusional to the point you're just putting yourself in harm's way. Of course not. Be aware of it, but don't be run by it. That's the difference. You can be aware of a dangerous situation and avoid it versus letting this paranoia stifle you and keep you in this state of inauthenticity where you can't fully be you. Okay? And the strategy doesn't work because guess what? By staying in this state of fear, paranoia, always trying to stay safe, you actually never feel safe. So you never get what you're trying to achieve. It doesn't work. Okay? And lastly here, and this is probably the biggest step, and this is how you get to the cause of it all, you need to go back to past trauma that you're still hanging on to that is running you and release it. Experiencing what's there and giving yourself what you need right now. Being there for yourself entirely right now. So much of this feeling of unsafety is based on what you experienced in the past that you're now projecting onto the unknown, projecting onto the world around you, where someone might have betrayed you in the past, someone might have fucked you over, and there's still charge around that situation. You think about it, you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and you start projecting down to people. You know what, if I let this person in, if I open up to them, they're going to betray me as well. If I trust someone, I'm like, okay, I'll depend on that person. They're going to fuck me over like that person did too. So you need to go back to these situations and release the charge around it. Okay, and to do this, I created a program called Transformation Mastery. I'll put a link to it here below, where I literally take you by the hand and accomplish just that. Okay, so follow these steps if you really want to go deep and make this permanent and dive into these past traumas and release them. Click the link below and let's get started. This is Julien and welcome to Transformation Mastery.
It was fucking amazing.
This was huge for me. This was so important.
This gave me by far the greatest epiphanies I've ever had.
It just made me finally confront my deepest fears.
And we got real deep and I found some issues within myself.
One of the best things I've seen so far in my life.
What you're about to experience going through this program is what completely changed my life on every single level. okay? Be it health, wealth, relationships, higher purpose, you name it. This is the stuff that finally produced that true, long-lasting personal transformation we're all after.